Yeah, but I think you're right. You're right about like that. Like the whole like 18 thing is weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
And it's like even 18, like now you can vote. Now you can
that
do
shit
this.
is-
Now like motherfuckers are going over and killing people in other countries, but they can't even vote for they can't even have a voice on something that they're physically doing. It's fucking insane to me.
18 should be drinking. Should be like you can't shoot someone, but you can't have a drink. That's crazy.
What I'm saying.
21?
It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
That'll happen in our lifetime.
I will change. If the
I mean,
marijuana
it changes in
is,
different countries. I mean, in different parts of Illinois or different parts of this United States, the drinking ages I think are different.
No, the drinking age is all around.
It's 21
I think
everywhere.
in certain.
Oh,
I think in certain places. You are like
with your parents or something.
There's probably
there's like some loopholes.
Yeah,
but
I think like Wisconsin. I think you can drink as long as you're with your
family.
somebody over.
What's the age of consent in India?
We're not doing
in India.
Geez, we're not. Oh my God!
He's like, I'm planning a trip to India. What's
I have.
He's got an Indian fetish.
I'm
He's got an Indian girl fetish.
We need to cut so much. This
one I will listen to the whole episode to be like, we need to take this out. We need to take this out. Actually, what we should have is Tyler take a first pass. Be like, you kind of know what should and should not be in this episode.
But this is great talk though, because this is real talk. And
are you gonna have kids? Are you planning on having kids?
I'm fixed, so no.
Oh, you're fixed.
I'm 46.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if you have kids, it's like, would you let your 17-year-old daughter date? Like,
that's also
a 20-year-old.
I think people's viewpoint does change when it's like, I have a daughter,
for
I
sure.
have a son. I don't want my son.
I can imagine that.
Dating someone who's 10 years younger than, like, it's just creepy.
Right?
I would be like,
wouldn't
no.
you be kind of annoyed if your son? You're like, bitch,
come on, dude. What are we doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, would you let your daughter, if your daughter was 17, would you let her date like a 20-year-old? Or is it situational?
I think it's situational, maybe.
Like, do you know? Like, did they grow up together and they're neighbors and you know this guy?
I think it could be situational, but
now that I think back to it, the counting down when someone turns 18.
That's crazy.
I'm really glad that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Because that was a thing when we were.
Still.
No, wait, is it though?
People still do that all the time.
Awful.
I'm sure there's websites on counting down to whoever.
Oh. I think about how hard Justin Bieber had it because he got sexualized super hard.
If you look, it's almost scary because when we were younger, he was like, so we were also, when you're small and you see, like, you don't think how young they look. Yeah. It's like, go back and watch the first like Harry Potter movies. You're like, these are kids. Yeah. But you're like, oh, the first one came out when I was, 15 years ago. Right. So I was also smaller. But same thing with Bieber. If you go back and watch like an early Bieber video, you're like, oh, he's a child.
He's a fucking child.
He's like 12-year-old. Like, it's crazy.
I get really weirded out too when you watch like.
I'm not that familiar with Bieber's catalog or anything. How is he being sexualized?
Oh man, like
really?
I just watched a YouTube video on it.
He had braces.
Yeah, he had like adult women. Like someone kissed him during like a award show. I think it was Madonna.
Yeah.
Someone
which that's
he was laid out, kissed him.
Yeah, he was like 15 or 16, and someone just went up to him, and he was not into it. And
was it like or was it like,
No, it was gross. If you watch it, you're like, that's
cringy.
gross. Yeah. But I also, again, the video I watched was more like.
How do you feel about Bieber in general?
I got no opinion. I don't listen to his music. But honestly, watching that video made me kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And be like, it's like, that sucks to.
Did you watch the roast of Bieber?
Very good. Very fun.
Bieber's roast is great.
Great, yeah.
And I feel like people like him get the short end of the stick a lot. Yeah. I feel like young celebrities people like to make fun of like, oh, he's he's an idiot. He's doing this, he's doing that. And I always try to put myself in his situation. I'm like, dude, I remember what I was doing when I was 16 and I had no money.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine if you had all the money in the world and you were doing like,
we'd be dead. You got kissed by Madonna at 15. Alive. You're traumatized. You're going to act out a little bit.
Also, like all the pop stars we had when we were kids that were like so young and like being sexualized. Like all like.
But that's been going on since the beginning of time.
Has it gotten any better? Are they still doing that to pop stars?
I feel like they are. I think we just don't know. We just don't know the music.
Right?
Yeah, we're not following the news.
I'll look back on it. I'll see like a Britney Spears album cover from when I was in high school, and I was like, she's a child.
Yeah.
And she's wearing like something provocative, and like her fucking parents
her parents are pieces of shit. We already know that.
But everybody was cool with it. Everybody was like, oh.
It wasn't weird. It wasn't weird.
Yeah.
In the mic. Yeah, it wasn't as weird.
It was now.
I do appreciate that now when someone does that,
it gets called out a little bit.
Like child pageants are like people are like talking about it.
That is fucking weird.
That is
weird. So weird.
That's the worst thing Americans do.
Yeah. And it's
Pretty
it's
much.
Like if you're
it's
gonna
big.
do it, like don't
No,
do it.
you
Like,
shouldn't do it. There's no reason why people need to
yeah.
do that. It's fucking
You
weird.
could do it in a cutesy way where it's not like. Song
There's
and-
nothing cutesy about it.
Yeah, you could put it.
Dolling your child up with makeup.
It's also
and
Just do a talent show. Just have them do their talent.
Yeah,
a
You know,
talent
doll
show is
them
one
up.
thing, but
Yeah.
doing like a fashion
Yeah,
show
that's the
and
part of
it's
it that we
fucking
need to
and
do.
then it's the parents. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
also
fucking kids. The
crazy. It's
parents are
crazy to
fucking
be
insane.
like, here's a bunch of adults judging. Like it's wild
Yes.
to enforce in the kid's mind. Like you're gonna be judged your whole life. Starting now.
Do a
Yeah.
tangible talent show for your kid.
Yeah.
This kid can sing. Throw 'em
Well,
out there.
America's Got Talent. That's what that's for.
Yeah.
We don't need fucking kid pageants. It's
Kid
weird.
pageants are weird.
They're very weird.
Yeah, I don't. I never understood the whole. I mean, I don't even think I competed in any talent show. Do you guys have talent shows when you were?
Yeah, we had a ton. There was like we had like.
Did you do? Did you do anything?
Stand up?
You did stand up?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I mean, I was like in like middle. I was like in elementary school.
That's all.
Do you have a video? No, there's no video of it. But I recited.
You did like someone else's
I
act.
did Jerry Seinfeld's. I'm telling you for the last time. I remember what
Yeah.
bits I did. I did the.
Oh, you were just recreating their jokes.
I mean, I read that. I've read that book 100 times. I know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But he retired all his material.
Yeah.
So that they did a talent show at our school, and I did.
Did
I was
it-
crushed.
I was gonna say probably
I fucking crushed
Yeah.
because I had seen the show and I had read the book so much I knew the cadence.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I knew the whole
Yeah.
like, oh, I got a little bit of water there.
Yeah.
Like these airports, they can't just you can't just turn the faucet on. You gotta oh, I got a little bit of water there.
What's the deal with that?
Yeah.
What's another one he had that I did? Oh, I did the you see some of these laundry commercials. Take out blood. If you got blood on your clothes, laundry's not your biggest problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yes, I remember that. Yeah. I did a talent show in like fucking 5th grade.
We never had any. I was like thinking about it, I'm like, damn, we never had
never had any?
We had like they did specific they did like a battle of the bands once, but obviously I wasn't
did
in a
Battle
band.
of the Bands,
They did that. They did like some specific but it never was like an open call situation. So I'm like
I remember there was a situation. I do remember there was a situation where there was like a group of girls, and one of the girls' parents, like mom, had like choreographed this dance, and the teachers never checked in on the dance, and then they had like a rehearsal, and the dance was
super sexual.
like
way too provocative for
bizarrely-
kids.
Weird.
and the school was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they like the parent, like, and they kind of like they punked the parent. I loved it because I remember talking to it with my sister because we went to the same school. She was older than me, and she was like, "Yeah, that parent got fucking embarrassed, as
Yeah.
she should be.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
weird. It's
also
your
weird that
fucking
you're
daughter.
Yeah, you're
And
choreographing.
other people's dog. Like you took other people's kids.
It's even you're just like that's okay for you too. Yeah.
It was gross, and the school was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And the parent was,
I did a Weird Al Yankovic song. Remember, the
Oh,
song?
dude, Weird Al was yeah, he's still
Oh, he's
rips.
still crushing. I love Weird Al.
Yeah, he's great.
He did Ricky, which is a parody of Mickey, and I did it in like maybe it was 5th grade, and I remember because it's like Lucy and Ricky. That was the bit of the song, and I remember I took a wig and put it on when I was doing Lucy's parts, and then I took the wig off when I was doing Ricky's parts.
paint half your face.
No, I didn't paint half my face. I just had a wig that I was taking on and off, and it killed in grammar school.
Killed.
It did. It killed. Everybody loved
Yeah.
me after that.
I
Everybody's
did,
like, he was so brave that he did that. And I
Yeah.
was like 5th grade.
Yeah, because like he did.
I was
he-
on stage all
he
by myself.
transitioned. Yeah,
You know, but it is big.
Please.
It is
I
big
got
deal.
this guy talking about the age of consent. I got you talking about, you got the trans flag on your socks.
I'm an
Jesus
ally.
Christ.
Look, everybody.
Yes.
All right, I'm an ally. I did like this is just a gig I had like a few months ago. I did stand up at a middle school. Like I had to go there perform for kids in middle school, and I was like, I thought kind of what we were talking about. Like when you're a kid and you do stand up, you crush. When you're an adult,
nope.
and you go there, you bomb hard.
Yeah.
It was, but what was the most adorable thing after the show? Like, obviously, what jokes do I have that relate to people who are 12? I don't even know what to say. I was just like,
Right.
I was just like doing noises. I didn't even know what I could do. I was just like, how do I?
I would just do my regular. I've done stand up in that situation where there's a lot of kids in the room, and I just do my regular jokes.
Yeah.
And they kind of, I've noticed that if you just do your
Power
regular
through a
material,
little
just
bit.
power
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
They'll start picking up on the cadence.
Well,
and
also
they'll be
you,
like,
it's like that's the thing with it's like the setup punch.
Although if you
hit
just
it.
make fun of yourself, those kids,
Self-deprecating,
they will
yeah.
laugh at anything.
Well, once I
self-deprecating.
found a couple buzzwords that they like too. Like,
What were the buzzwords?
they were just like weird. Like I did a Yeah, literally no. Like if I did a bit about anything about race,
Oh, they loved.
they love because it's like it's hyper relevant to them
Yeah.
right now. You know, they're all aware of it. And then, but it was so cute after the show. I'm like, this is horrible. I got to walk through this auditorium, leave. These kids came up and they were like, oh, can you sign this?
Adorable.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like handwritten notes. Like you're my
adorable.
favorite comedian.
That's
I'm
cute.
like, man.
Out of all the comedians I've seen,
You haven't seen
you're the best.
you're like you're 6. You haven't seen anybody. You're my favorite comedian.
You're my favorite comedian.
I'm gonna put that's my credit.
Yeah.
Wait,
Favorite,
what-
I saw Jeff Foxworthy,
then-
but you're way better than
then
him.
it was very funny.
Any credits you want me to mention? Yeah, Lil Becky.
Lil Becky.
I'm Becky's favorite comedian. So
After that
they're
gig,
fucking-
I got, and all these kids are all on social media and everything. I got like 40 followers.
Oh no!
And I was like, this is not a good look. Just a wave of
Children.
followers. And I'm like, I'm not following any of these people
I can
back.
imagine all these kids coming up to you asking you to do their indie shows.
Yeah.
Hey, I run a little room in the back of.
Hey, I got the
math
Chuck E.
class.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty good.
I do 5.
You could pop in, do a hot 15.
Oh,
We'll pay you in
man.
juice boxes.
I did another one where it was another kid's birthday party, but they had hired. I was just one of the entertainers, and one of the people before me. This was actually in Pilsen. They had the Avengers, but then they had Spider-Man there for some reason.
Spider-Man's in the Avengers.
Is he in the Avengers?
was in the
Even I
Avengers.
know that. Yeah.
He
Okay.
was in the Avengers for a period.
So they had a Spider-Man, but they're all just people like clearly like they just hired their people they know.
You're telling me that they couldn't afford the real Avengers?
Spider-Man.
No, I'm saying
They
it
couldn't
wasn't
get in
like
the
they,
real Avengers?
I don't think this was like a contracted like a company that does this.
You mean to tell me they were actively participating
They
in
were-
copyright infringement?
They were just dudes that were drunk, dressed up. And it was crazy. Because Spider-Man, first of all, was wearing jeans. And
Were they at least stretchy jeans?
but then he had on the mask and the outfit, not in shape. Not in shape at all. Gut, smoking a cigarette through the mask. Smells like booze. Also, my favorite part, not wearing underwear at all. Just dick out. The whole, just crazy.
There's like a car crash outside. Someone's
He's like, go get it.
Don't
Yeah.
help him. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And I had to go after that.
Did you bury them? Did you get
Yeah.
buried?
I mean, I was like, hey, Spider-Man's happy to be here. It looks pretty happy to be here. Like, just was riffing on it. Just killing.
Spider-Man needs a hot meal.
Spider-Man's getting soup after this.
He looks like he could use a hot meal.
It's just so funny to see someone like, because the outfits are so crazy for like superheroes. You realize if someone does it kind of shitty, it looks so. It looks
shitty superheroes are better than a real superhero.
It's so funny, but it looks bad.
Well, that's what's funny about the whole cosplay scene.
Yes,
When
it's like it
when
can be done so.
I go
yeah.
to the conventions and I don't take a lot of pictures because I'm like, a lot of the cosplay shit I don't even know. It's all like anime stuff, shit I'm not really that
Yeah.
a
familiar
lot of
with.
butts.
A lot of what?
Butts.
Fake butts.
No, real butts.
What do you mean?
Like, because a lot of these, I can't go to those things because I'm weirded out by them because a lot of these anime characters are drawn provocatively.
Oh yes, yeah.
so
yeah,
then when
I see what you're saying.
someone dresses up
They
like their
dress-
favorite, it's insane, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's a
And
little
then, 'cause
weird.
Then you got some.
It
Dude,
is
you
weird.
got some 350-pound dude in a Deadpool costume,
Yeah.
with his face covered, just staring at him.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel bad for because you know what
Well, they
sucks
do.
about that?
So I went to a convention.
I
and
feel
they,
bad for the gals dressing up as their favorite anime characters because they put all that work into this outfit
And then
they
some
go,
creep in a
there's
mask.
some creep in a mask.
Yeah.
He's just like staring at
Well,
him.
so that's the thing is, I went to a convention and you had to sign a waiver, and you had to.
Don't be weird.
It is.
just
You had to.
exactly
You had to sign a waiver about being weird. Like
good.
you had to write down, like if you were dressed in cosplay, you had to fill out a waiver, who you are, what you're dressed as, and stuff like that.
Oh,
so if people
interesting.
do complain about, hey, the Deadpool over there is fucking creeping
Yeah,
me the
he's
fuck
weird
out.
as fuck. Yeah,
I don't
They
know
can
who he
find
is
you.
because his face
Yeah,
is
yeah,
covered.
yeah.
They know who
that's
you are.
good.
Which
I don't
is,
even.
It is
I
good.
don't blame the people dressing up. I don't blame.
Picture
I
a
don't
lineup of Deadpools, all out of shape. Which one of you is creepy? Yeah, just
We're all creepy.
We're all,
Dude, we're all creepy.
we're all here. We're
I
you know.
don't blame the gals dressing up. I don't blame the conventions. I blame the dudes who are drawing those characters because it's like you're the source.
Yeah.
Just make them less
Yeah, they're super
What's
sexual.
going on in Japan?
Yeah, it's wild out there.
Over there?
I mean, they're very sexual.
Very
country.
sexual.
They like their short skirt characters and
It's
then,
also
and then American girl, Americans are like, I want to dress up as that because they like that character, and now they're
now you're like
That's why I'm not
creepy.
a fan of the anime.
I
Yeah.
like the
It is,
anime,
it's-
but that's
See, I'm not. It's a little weird. It's a little weird and creepy.
I like, some of it's creepy. Even when I watch something I like, I'm like, okay, now
You feel a little weird watching it. Yeah, I agree.
I like
And
Cowboy Bebop a lot, and they still have like a couple characters in there where I'm like, put a fucking sweater on.
yeah, yeah.
We're in
I mean, I've
space.
done cosplay.
We're in space.
We're in the
Have
cold vacuum of space.
Have
You
some
need a sweater.
respect. This is not the beach. It's cold.
And it's not just women, because I'll see they'll have like a male anime character, his whole dick's out. He's got
Yeah.
a cod piece on.
Yeah.
JoJo. I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No, their dudes are like hypersexualized.
I don't know who that is, but that is.
I think I see what they're doing too with the anime because it's like any of those cartoons. They're like, this is the most ripped dude. It's like it's very heightened.
Here's how silly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is. And my
What
friend,
the fuck is JoJo
it's
Bizarre?
a very weird, funny, and it's very. I cannot recommend it enough. You're gonna love it. It's bizarre. Here's how bizarre it is. The first season takes place in kind of like this whole Downton Abbey type situation, right? And it's super like they use a bunch of songs. The guy who made it is really into American prog rock. So like
Okay.
he uses the song from Yes. He uses Yes songs all the time.
Okay.
It's really funny. And then so the first episode is set in like England in like the 1700s.
Okay.
The most recent series they're making a volume of it. They're making a TV show out of it right now. Is set in a prison in Florida in like the 80s.
So completely just
He just
Changes.
every. He
Yeah.
just like comes up. He's like, you know what? I'm abandoning
Yeah.
this. And for the newest season, he was like, prison in Florida. My friend was telling me about it, and now I'm in love with it. It's very.
I should check that out. Maybe I'll like it.
You're gonna fucking hate it. It is
All right,
not
so-
your thing at
Not
all.
my okay.
It
Is it my
not
thing?
Your thing, huh?
Is it my
It
thing?
might actually be your thing because it's very silly. It's very, very aware. It's very self-aware, and it's very just over the top. Like
That
over the
sounds
top.
Do you watch? What's your preferred thing to watch on TV?
I watch a lot of like comedy TV shows, like
Like what?
like The
what?
Office, stuff like that. Like where it's like that
So
show, comedy. But I also watch Succession.
Well,
Barry's an incredible show.
It's annoying we live in this world where we have to live under this lie that Succession is good.
What?
I've never
I don't-
seen it. and
It's
I have
so
no
bad.
interest.
It's so boring. It's
I'll go with that. I'm gonna go with you on that. I will agree with
so
that. And I've never
boring.
seen it, but
it's Vic. It's so.
It's
boring.
good. It's objectively good. It's
people
well
just
written.
love
It's
to watch-
funny.
It's
How
rich
did
people.
it end? I don't even. How did it end?
I don't want to spoil because
Is
I'm
it all
going
rich
to.
people?
Literally, no one in here is gonna watch it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying for the listener, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, they can. We'll put a little thing on the screen.
It ends with.
Okay, stop listening. If you don't want it spoiled,
Yeah.
stop listening right now.
It's basically the whole premise of the show is these kids are competing for control of their father's company.
They do a whole Fox News thing, right? He's kind of like a Murdoch.
Yeah, he's kind of like a Murdoch
So it's rich
character.
people.
It's
Yeah.
it's all rich
if
people
you hate
shit.
rich people like I do, you're gonna hate
Yeah,
the show.
man.
I
But
hate the
it's like so it's like family dynamics. It's a lot of fucked up shit. But the end of the show, all the kids, no one gets the control, and then another character gets it. So for all their fighting was for nothing. They don't win. No one wins.
Who gets it?
Just like a adjacent character who was already working there.
Is he in the first episode?
He's in the early.
Who is it? Who is he in
It's
the first
Tom. Tom from he's like the chair of the news. Like he's the head of the news organization.
Oh,
of
he's like a
ATN.
boring old white man.
He's like the
right?
boring white man.
barely has any role. Yeah,
But
okay.
he has a big role in the show. But like
he just doesn't have a lot of exciting.
correct.
Yeah.
But
So they bait and switch you the whole time.
They
You
bait
think,
the whole time. The engine of the show is
who's
the
gonna
kids
get control?
The kids ally, then they fight, then they ally with another person. Like it's all just dynamics and they
Fighting, yeah.
But I do
Does
agree.
he die at the end of the?
The old guy dies, so then it heightens the stakes even more because they have to heighten it
Do
at
they
that
do like a
point.
Sopranos type thing, where the last scene is the announcement that it goes to someone else and then it ends? Or?
Pretty much, the last scene is like it's Tom, and then it shows him for a second, then it shows all the kids kind of just like after like they're just all in disarray. They're like, all right, well, what the fuck do I do in my life now? I've been fighting for this my whole life. So there's weight to it. Like it does feel like a good ending, but
It's boring.
it's
So boring.
I don't agree.
I like Veep is one of my favorite shows of all
Veep
time.
is brilliant.
Veep is amazing.
Is that the one with
Julia
Elaine?
Louis-Dreyfus.
Julia
Elaine.
Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah,
Elaine
very
Bettis.
funny, super well written. Tons like jokes every 5 seconds in that show.
Yeah.
So I like fast paced, usually shows like
Did
that.
you watch Succession? I'm watching it. Oh shit.
You like it?
I don't need to watch it now. I know how it goes.
I told you said no spoilers. He
didn't say anything.
Because I don't want to interrupt your show.
He didn't say anything. I
This
thought
is-
he said.
This is why you need a fucking microphone.
Fuck me. I thought he's all right.
Yeah. Also, shame on you for
It's
assuming.
only like this year's best show.
It's not that good.
It doesn't matter.
No, Jesus Christ.
Why did you stop me when I said no one in here is gonna watch it?
It's
You could
only
have been
the-
like, "Hey, I'm watching it."
That's fun.
Damn it. All right. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
It seems like a good show.
And begin the podcast again.
Yeah.